Kobe Bryant, Elon Musk, David Goggins. What do these three people have in common? Besides being wildly successful, they were all, at some point, very miserable. Kobe Bryant was not a balanced athlete.
Miss a game-winning shot and it's misery.
Elon Musk is not a happy CEO.
I did not expect that. We work harder.
And David Goggins, he's definitely not the happiest guy in the room.
There's no purpose in your life.
What you see on Instagram is the results, the championships, the book sales, the rocket launches, but you don't see what goes behind the scene. You don't see the broken marriages, you don't see the sleepless nights, you don't see the absolute obsession it took them to get to the top. Because right now you might be trying to balance your life, you try and get rich, you hit the gym, you try to see your friends, you try to keep your mental health in check and all those things. But if you look at the outliers, the people who change the world, none of them did that. The secret is obsession. The secret is to be unbalanced, because a mediocre person with a balanced life will never outperform the slightly crazy guy with an obsession. You'll always just be a cog in his system. To be honest with you, it doesn't matter how healthy your routine is, then your competition is ready to die for the result. So your question might be, how do we do this? How do we harness the dark side without burning down to the ground? I'm going to break it down to 3 steps for you, 3 chapters. The first will be the sacrifice. The next will be the dark energy, and the third will be a bonus step, a reality check that explains why playing safe is one of the dumbest things you can do right now. So when I said sacrifice, what do I mean? You need to choose your pain. You might have heard this already. If you look up how to be successful on YouTube, they'll tell you to have a morning routine, meditate, and all those things. But when you look at someone like Kobe Bryant, did he do that? Or was he on a completely different level of mindset? Like when he was playing, he didn't hang out with his teammates. He didn't party. Now, when you look at it from a lifestyle perspective, you might be thinking, that would be a miserable life to live, having all that money, all the access and the resources, and still just not getting to enjoy any of them. But when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, that is his exact strategy that took him to the top. He understood that if he wanted to be the best, he had to give up the right to be normal. He had complete control over his craft because he removed every distraction that doesn't serve his final mission. You have to have control over what you give up, because once you decide that balance is just a distraction, the path will clear up for you. When you're scrolling and you find an interview of Elon Musk, you don't think that he's balanced or happy, or you think, God dang, I wish I had the mentality of this guy. And that is what creates the result. The next part is the dark energy, which is obviously the fear, because even though you have the discipline, you need to be able to go through when you have those bad days, when it gets difficult. For example, if I want to build a massive channel, I can't just post whenever I feel like. I need to be in the trenches. I need to be in war with my desires. I need to be embracing the pain. Someone described David Goggins as a masochist. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. As in, he pushes himself to these long marathons, and everything that he does, unless he did it, you would think that it was impossible. No, have that mindset. Think about how hard that is. The point I'm trying to make is that your emotions, be it negative or positive ones, you need to be able to use them to drive you forward. If you're angry, use that towards your goal. Channel that when you go to the gym. If you're happy, use that as productivity and get more work done. When you're not distracted, when you feel peaceful, do that. When you're frustrated, tell yourself, I'm frustrated, I'm not going forward. You want to use that dark energy to convert yourself into the person who will outwork everyone. There was this thing that Alex Hormozy said where he's like, don't pray for it to be easy, because if it's easy, more people will do it. Pray for it to be difficult, then you might be the only one who is willing to do it. These are crazy. You need to note these down, man. Like, seriously, watch this video again. And if you like it so far, I would love if you could do this one favor for me. Don't like and subscribe and all that. After you watch the video completely, play this video from the beginning and just keep it there while you do something else, so that this video can be pushed out to more people. YouTube will think that people are watching this video a lot more and they will recommend this video more. Thanks for that. Basically, you want to convert yourself into the person who never quits. And this leads to the next part, which connects back to the productocracy term that I used from the book Unscripted by MJ DeMarco. This is the cost of being an outlier. This is the cost of getting to the top. This is the cost for separating yourself from the pack. You have to make your efforts so intense that the world can't resist rewarding you. I'm going to say it again. You have to make your efforts so intense that it would not make sense for the world to not reward you. put so much work that it's improbable that you don't succeed. If you look at Elon Musk, and he was sleeping on the floor of Tesla when it was in the dying stages, and he didn't do it for likes, he didn't do it so that he can tell people about it. He did it because the product was dying, the company was dying, and his resilience was so much, so powerful that the investors were going back to him because they could see the vision. They could see that this man would do anything to bring back the company. And look at where he's now, the richest man on the planet. So if you make your work ethic so good that they can't ignore you, they'll click, they'll follow you, they will support you on your journey. You need to have so much intensity that it just destroys the competition completely. All right, to be honest, I know that people are going to call this toxic and all those things, but I kind of feel bad for the people who want these extra, outlier results, and they just want to achieve it with average mindset and average actions. They're definitely missing out on their true potential. You know what? I'll make a more detailed video about how to channel this imbalance, so that you don't just burn out completely like retard. That video will come again soon. But if you take one thing from this video, remember that balance is for after you win. If you have friends who are stuck trying to balance their life and not making progress and all those things, and you want to help them, share this video with them and make sure you like and subscribe and all those things, and do that thing, man. Play that video, put your phone there and go. It doesn't cost you anything, but that will help push this video a lot. And that's about it. There's a lot more videos on this channel. Cheers, ma.